overrated. Now, overrated means rated or valued too highly. This word is used to rate or value things when it comes to most things, we're being honest. Now, in terms of basketball, we use it when the community rates someone higher than they are supposed to be. This happens to people not adding context to certain things, people just not remembering things correctly. Now, this is a monthly series on my channel, and every month I will deep dive into a player school who I believe is overrated by the NBA community. Now, this is a slander video by any means, it's just me shitting on things that people are incorrect about. Now, this is the second issue of the series, and if you haven't seen the first one, you should, as it was a good hindsight how the series is going to go. Now, we'll deep dive into the career of John Stockton in this video. Stockton is a sensational point guard. I'm not taking away from him, but when people have him as a top 5 point guard of all time, or they over how good he was, that's why I have him as a part of this series. We'll be looking at a 14-year sample size, which is way bigger than when I use my AI video, but it's all going to make sense by the end of the video. Stockton was drafted as part of the infamous 1984 draft as a 16th pick. Now, he was part of a Jazz team that ran a very unique style of offense that he fit. They ran through the point guard only he could facilitate and pass the ball. Now, when they drafted his partner, Karl Malone, the next year, it was a match made in heaven. Now, Malone, we don't talk about him, so I'm not going to give it that much spotlight, but I will give you enough so you understand my points. Stockton and Malone was seen as some of the best offensive duos in the league when they finally figured each other out. They emphasized the pick and roll game as part of their offense and relied on it too much, but we'll get that later. Stockton was an amazing passer. He was able to set up Karl Malone and help him win 2 MVPs. During this stretch of 14 years, they made it to 2 back-to-back NBA finals. They lost to Jordan, but that's still a feat nonetheless. Stockton was a good shooter, a good defender, and as well, and was able to have big moments in the clutch. But how did they only make 2 NBA finals in this span? Now, in this 14-year stretch, I'm starting from the 1989 season through the 02-03 season. Now, during this stretch, half of these years, which is 7 years, they lost in the first round. In the 1988-89 season, they lost to the Warriors. 1989-1990 season, they lost to the Suns. 92-93 season, they lost to the Sonics. 94-95 season, they lost to the Rockets. 01-02 season and 01-03 season, they lost to the Kings in back-to-back years. So they have more first-round exits than conference finals appearances, as they only have 4 conference finals appearances. To consistently lose like that is insane. On the screen, I'm showing their success in the playoff in this span, and it's actually insane how much they lose. They have 7 first-round exits, 3 second-round exits, 2 Western Conference losses, and 2 NBA final losses as well. They couldn't win to save their life. Now, the help that Stockton Malone had wasn't bad at all. They had competent help during those 14 years. I don't know why people act like they wasn't constantly having 51+ seasons. I'm going to name notable names like Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton was a great defensive player, and he anchored their defense, and he won Defensive Player of the Year as well. Also, he had great complementary pieces in Jeff Hornacek, Thurl Bailey, Dale Griffin, and Brian Russell. I don't understand how you can have a supposed top 5 point guard of all time, a top 5 power forward of all time, and great complementary pieces and still lose. Stockton is the only person that gets benefit of a doubt, and I'm tired of it. This narrative of true point guards is what's helped propel Stockton as well. I don't understand this narrative because yes, a point guard is supposed to facilitate basketball, set up offenses, and allow this to be ran. But if you're the second best player on the team, you have to step up in other ways just passing the ball. Now, yes, Stockton did have clutch shots like that when it's in the NBA Finals, but still I wanted more than that. I like this true point guard stuff because that's not how NBA history ran. Most point guards were scoring guards who were facilitating basketball. There are certain exceptions to this narrative, but I believe you shouldn't rely on one person solely for make success. Magic Johnson's an exception, but he is an anomaly. True point guard is a myth, and this is the reason why Stockton is so propped up. If he didn't have all the all-time assist record, he wouldn't be this high. But if you have him as a top 5 point guard, I challenge your logic. Because you have Stockton there because of production and be consistent in every single basketball. Don't call Jordan the best scorer of all time, nor Kobe, because they produce points, yes, but they don't have the most points in NBA history. You have to be consistent because I evaluate those skills by degree of difficulty. Now, what does that mean? The degree of difficulty means that I use the items to see how difficult and how efficient they are with them doing something difficult, like scoring. I say Jordan's the best scorer because of how difficult he was making a shot, how efficient he was at it as well, and how he produced at a high level when he was supposed to. When I see Stockton pass, I don't see someone who does that many difficult passes as LeBron, Magic, Nash, or even Jokic. I don't see how you can say Stockton is a top 5 passer or even a top 5 point guard. Stockton is overrated. He's based on everything I've said in this video makes me feel this way. Stockton was a loser. He barely got out of the first round in 14 years of playing with a competent team. Something that's funny that I failed to mention was they started winning more and more when Stockton slowed down, was older, didn't play as much as he was before. True point guard narrative isn't real, and Stockton is straight up overrated.